Okay, so here we're going to create a little bit of a four-part harmony here just to show you how this group project is going to work. Okay, as you can see, I've already done a whole bunch of work up here, but just to get you started, I'm just going to do a couple of measures here. I don't want to make this too long, but we're going to start in the key of C. So as a person who's going to start the project off, you're going to create a bass line. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just create some notes, and let me just put in some bass notes. Okay, and I'll just go that far, and we'll do two measures. So here's my bass line, and now I will get up, and of course you're going to do 8 measures, but for this purpose of this little video, here's 2 measures. And as you can see, I started in C and I ended in C. Now the next person that comes along is going to put in the tenor line. The tenor line is going to be right above the bass line, and what they're going to do is basically look at the notes and see if they can come up with what chords are involved in some of these notes. As you can see, this is a C, so let's just start on a C chord, and if it helps, write down the notes that are in the chord, and that will help you as a little cheat sheet. So we know that the key of C, we have 3 notes, C, E, and G. So we know that the tenor is going to use one of those other notes. We don't want to repeat the same note right away. So here I'm going to go and create a tenor line. I'm going to give the tenor the G. Then I'm going to see that the bass has an E. We could go with an E minor chord, E, G, B, which is also in the key of C. Remember, that's the 3 chord. Or we could keep it with the same flavor of the C, and we could just repeat the G. In any case, I'm going to keep the G the same. Now, one thing that works rather nicely with voicings is that the 2 voices that are together, sometimes if they go in thirds are very nice to listen to. So you can see here we've got a G. I'm going to just go with the B, and then I'm going to just fill in here F, A with a third. So again, these notes are in the chords of the triad, right? G, B, D, so we have the B, F, A, C, so we have the A. And then I'm going to just come over here and continue that with an A. So we have a D minor chord here, D, F, A. Here is the B, but in keeping with the G as the 5 chord, which finishes a phrase 5 to 1, let's go with a G here, and I'll stay with a G here, and maybe I'll just stay with a G here. So now what we've got, if we listen, okay, and that sounds pretty good, and that's the tenor. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll go and create an alto part. Now because we have a G and a C here, what's missing from that chord? That's right, an E. So with the alto, we're going to just go and put an E. And let me just get that in the right octave here. So I'll get rid of that, okay? And then here we have the E. We could stay with an E here for the alto. Let me move them out of the way. Here's a G, so we could come down to a D, G, B, D. See how that's filling in nicely? Then we have an F, A, C. We could go here to the C, or we could go up to the F. But let's go to the C and fill out that triad. This is D and A, so let's put in the F. And then we have G and B, so let's put the D. Here would be an E, and we finish with an E. So if I play that, and you can hear what we have. Then we would go with the soprano. The soprano is the last part, and usually the soprano will have sort of a melody. So if I go up here to a C, notice I'm repeating the C, but I've already used all 3 triads, so I've got to repeat the C. Here we're going to go with, again, we have E, G, and E, so I'm going to go with the B there. That'll give me the E minor chord. Here again we can stay with B because B is in the G chord. Here is an F, A, C, so maybe I'll stay with the A there. And then I'll come over here and I will maybe stay with A here. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go to G to get the G chord. Maybe this is going to be a G, and again we finish off with G. So this is pretty simple actually. Okay, and I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to try to put the speaker. Let's see if you can make that out. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing. I don't want to make this too long, but basically with your chord knowledge and your ability to make melodies and your listening, your ear is actually the final judge. So what sounds good probably will be good. If it doesn't sound good, take a look at what you're doing in the chord, and maybe you've got some notes that don't quite fit together the way you're used to hearing them. That's about it. We'll talk more in class. Take care.